Hey everybody, Sean and Allison here from Spoken
Hi,
Garden.
guys.
Hey, we're here to help you become a better gardener, and today we wanted to talk to you about some new plants that we just added to this garden here, Waterwise plants from High Country Gardens.
Yeah, we're brand ambassadors for them starting this year, and we're really excited to try out these new plants in our garden. Of course, we're in containers this year, but these will eventually go into the ground.
Yep. So we're going to talk to you about what we're doing out here, how we did it, and then get into the plants. So today we're talking to you about all these new plants that we got and these new planters, but first we wanted to tell you about High Country Gardens and their West Coast Jumbo Waterwise gardens. These gardens are pre-planned gardens. They come with some documentation, different things to help you get started, like this planting guide, and also there's just here's the pre-plant garden guide, and they tell you pretty much color-coded for the plants how to actually get these planted and how you should set them out. Now, this is for an in-ground garden bed. We didn't go that route because we don't have our own garden yet. We're kind of like garden nomads, so we had to put them in containers. So what we have here is we have 2 horse troughs, and then we have a barrel planter here, and we took all the plants. We kind of followed this pre-planned garden guide, but we kind of came up with our own too. But definitely the larger plants are in the back, further this way, not in front of the smaller plants in each container. So the reason these plants are water-wise and why we call them water-wise is because not only are they drought tolerant, but they can develop really deep roots down into the soil. And why that's significant and how that makes them water-wise is because they can access more water as they grow those deep roots into the ground. And so you don't have to water them all the time. Your water bill and your use of water is going to be a lot less than if they had shallower roots. So what you would do with these plants, if they're either in these containers or they're in the ground, they're water-wise because you just get to water them infrequently, not on a regular basis, but you just water them in an infrequent time, but water them deep down, and then you're using less water and they'll tolerate a lot more drought conditions. So it's really cool, and that's why they're water-wise, drought-tolerant plants. So for what we did with these plants is, again, we don't have our own yard and our own ground beds to put them in. So we put them in these containers so we can easily transport them to our new home and new yard, our new property later on. So we planted them. They're equidistant from each other. And so we gave them as much space as we could give them in these containers so they can still grow, they can still mature, they can still be healthy and flower under these conditions until we can get them to our new property and actually space them out the way they need to be spaced out. So what we've got here in the back is we've got the Artemisia, and they get about 30 inches tall and 36 inches wide at their full maturity. Obviously, we're not going to keep them in these containers with this current spacing when they get that big. So next up, we've got Moonshine Yarrow, and that's just a common yarrow. It's beautiful. It's got a yellow flower. So we're really excited to see those. Next up, we've got Select Blue Nepeta, and that's a catmint. It's beautiful, and it's kind of a little bit lower grower, about 15 inches tall, but it gets about 18 inches wide, so it's super cool. It's going to be a beautiful plant. Now, after that, we've got a May Night Salvia, and that's going to grow to 15 to 18 inches tall, and so we've got that in the back of these containers here. After that, we've got a Moonbeam Coreopsis. They're going to get 12 to 18 inches tall and about 12 to 18 inches wide. And then last up, we've got our Agastache. They're called Ava Agastache, and these are a Texas hummingbird mint plant. These are beautiful, and they get really tall, especially they're the tallest plant in all of these plants we have here. They get up to 48 to 60 inches tall and 24 inches wide.
Okay, you guys, so you saw us plant all 18 plants. Actually, one of the plants didn't make it. It just didn't transfer or transport very well in the mail. So, you know, you're going to take that chance, right? Anytime you get a mail order of plants, you know, you hope for the best, but sometimes they don't make it. So anyway, we have plenty of plants to work with. We're super excited to see these grow. In this front trough, like Sean explained, we have a variety of things in here going from shortest to tallest. So as you come on in here to look at these, now again, these are only about a week into their planting, I believe, since we planted them, it's been maybe about a week. So right here we have a meadow sage. You can see those leaves right there. And now these are again all perennials, and they probably won't bloom this year. We're not expecting to see a bloom. We might see a couple. So yeah, with perennials, you know, you don't necessarily see it. It's going to take a couple years for them to mature. So we're hoping to see a couple blooms. So we've got one sage here and one in the back. We kind of spaced them out because they're about all the same height through this grouping here. Pretty close. Here's a catmint, a nepeta. And oh, look, Sean.
Oh, gorgeous. This one is going to bloom.
That's exciting.
That's fun.
So again, this is their, let's see what this is. Nepeta Faussenii.
That's a fun one to say.
Sorry, I probably totally said
Latin's
that.
fun.
Probably said that really wrong. But we have two catmints in this trough, and I believe there's one somewhere else. And then Coreopsis, also known as tick seed. We've got 3 of these.
Beautiful. We haven't grown this before, so
this one's
beautiful.
You know what? There's a ton of buds forming on this plant.
Yeah, and so right over here too, you can see that's how bright yellow it's going to get right there on the tag. Yeah. That's okay. Yeah, I just wanted to show that it's right there. So.
And that's a Coreopsis verticillata.
Again, sorry. Latin's fun.
I don't know if I said that right. Let's travel this way.
Everybody says it differently.
So we love that we're trying these all in containers. It's very unusual, like Sean said, and it's really fun. They're looking great so far. We have a meadow sage. We have another nepeta, which had a little bit of dieback here, but that's okay.
That's okay. It's doing a lot better after transport.
And then we have this little cute yarrow clustered flower cluster forming. Look at that.
Nice. Woohoo. Now this is just a common yarrow. Is it a specific yarrow?
Just says Achillea moonshine. It's going to be bright yellow. And then the back trough, I guess we'll call it. We have, like Sean said, the tallest plants, this Artemisia. These are going to get really tall. So
I love how feathery they are.
I love the foliage on these. It's just so delicate and beautiful, and it does have kind of a silvery greenish sheen. Mm-hmm. So that's going to be really pretty to watch. There's one up. Oh, sorry, that's a yarrow.
That's a yarrow.
So we just have the 2 Artemisias in the back.
But it's got that gray look to it. If you look at them, they've got that gray look. Unfortunately, this is in the shade, and those are in the sun, so they look a little different, but they do both have kind of that grayish look to them.
And you're right, but luckily these troughs get full sun. I mean, they have a little bit of shade because there's a tree behind us for about an hour, and then they get more sun. So yeah, we've got this yarrow up front here. This is also the moonshine like we just showed you. Here's another one in the front. Now this is a new one. We have 1, 2, 3 Ava agastache, Texas hummingbird mints. So it has kind of a darker hot pink, or closer to the darker kind of red almost flower. So that's going to look beautiful when these pop eventually. Maybe not this year, we'll see. But we're going to have a row of red, we're going to have bright yellow in the front, and kind of this silver foliage in the back. So again, like Sean said with the map, they pre-planned this, so it's just this mass of color and long blooming flowers that are all drought tolerant. So that's super fun.
Yep, and pollinating.
Oh, it's going to be great. I can't wait for that.
Oh yeah.
Up here we have a lot of purple. The nepetas are kind of a lighter purple. We've got the meadow sage that are kind of a deeper purple, and then this yellow Coreopsis. Mm-hmm. So yellows and purples, and then behind in the barrel is kind of another mix of, it'll be yellow yarrow and then purple.
Oh, beautiful.
So if you can visualize that, because we haven't seen it yet other than the pictures they sent, and we can't wait to see them in bloom.
Yeah, guys, so that is the West Coast Jumbo Waterwise garden, pre-planned garden that we got from High Country Gardens. And we're gonna have regular updates on all of these plants. We're gonna have some different videos coming out to show you how they're progressing, how they're doing. Also on Instagram and Twitter, we'll post there on any updates and tell you what's happening. So look for those.
Definitely. And thank you so much, High Country Gardens, for inviting us to be brand ambassadors for you and to trial these plants.
Really
We're really
cool.
excited.
Yeah.
And especially in containers,
I know,
right?
this is
gonna
fun.
be awesome.
It's gonna be great. And you know what, guys? If you have any comments or questions about what you saw here today, go ahead and leave them down below for us. We love hearing from you. And make sure to subscribe to our channel if you haven't already, so you get updates on our latest videos.
And thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.
Yep. See you guys later.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.